morning, Columbia. Clearance delivery 97633 on the ground at Hamilton Owens.
97633, Columbia approach. Clear to the Romeo Uniform Quebec Airport asphalt. Climb maintain 3000. Expect 7000 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.4, squawk 2615. Hold for release.
97633 understands we're cleared as filed. 3000, 7010, 133.4, 2615. We're number 1 for runway 31, holding for release. Hamilton Owens traffic 97633 is taking runway 31 for departure, departing the pattern straight out, headed to Salisbury for the Breakfast Club this morning. And Columbia approach 97633 is with you on a 310 assigned heading, climbing through 800 feet.
97633, radar contact 2 miles northwest of Hamilton Owens Airport. Climb maintain 7000, clear direct Chesterfield.
Good morning, Shaw approach 97633 is coming up on 2.9 for 7, direct Chesterfield.
Skyline 633, clear direct Round County Airport.
Clear direct destination, thank you sir, 633. Charlotte approach, we can cancel with you at this time.
Skyline 97633, IFR cancellation, Seabury, Salisbury, squawk via farm free change, proving you alright, there's a lot inbound there.
Yeah, we're having the Breakfast Club there today. I invited some of you guys to come over.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And Skyline 97633, short final behind the Skylane, inbound for runway 02.
I'm staying in bed thinking back on us and everything that went wrong. Never said goodbye, think I broke your trust, should've known this all along. Don't wanna be the one that you're trying to avoid. I'm feeling so confused, why did I act so annoyed? 'Cause I don't wanna be strangers, baby. The next time when we meet, and oh, it dawned on me. Was gold and you gotta know I was standing on the border. The walls around me wiping down my defense. I realized I wasn't there for real. What I did didn't make any sense. How can I get you close? I see why you'd be so cold, but you need to forget everything that I've told you. 'Cause I ain't playing it low-key, baby. I'll bring you right back home. And oh, it dawned on me, yeah, yes it did. I'm letting you go.
got to thank the EAA Chapter that took all this food for us. They always do a great job. These are the only people that I've ever found that actually heat up the sun. You don't realize how nice that is until you warm serve. Yeah, let's give these folks a hand. That's EAA Chapter 1083. They always do such a good job. They work as portable cardboard. That makes all the difference. How many people do we have here? Very first time. Never been here. Breakfast all. I'm glad you guys know breakfast. Where are you out of? Rock Hill. Wow. And you didn't go to the Rock Hill Breakfast Club? Wow. It's already been here. All right. It's already been this year. Where are you guys from?
I know it's all berries.
Well, we're as fast as came a long way. We had some people from North Carolina. How many North Carolina people we got? All right. How many South Carolina people we got?
But that's not a good aviation. You got some Georgia.
Georgia. Virginia. Where in Virginia? Martinsville.
What's wrong?
That's a beautiful part of the state. So we've got 5, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee. No, we got 4 different states represented here today. Well, thank you guys for coming. You're now lifetime members. They have a guy school here. This little organization started in 1938. The father, or a gentleman by the name of Thomas Summers, wanted some before church daddy-daughter time, and he had an air cooler. And he would take his daughters, and they'd go off to a different airport every Sunday morning before church, which is why we have it on Sunday. And before long, some of his friends figured out what he was doing, and they'd call him on Saturday night and ask him where he was going, and they all started meeting up at different airports. So we have had more or less every other week since then, except for a period during World War II and the period when we had COVID that pretty much shut everything down. But we're back up and running pretty much 100% now. And the groups are getting bigger. I think today we probably had, I'd say at least 30 airplanes, which is not a bad turnout. Did y'all fly in? What did you fly? A Champ. We were talking about a Champ. He flew a gyroplane. And I saw a Cub come in not too long ago. And we had a Stetson out here and a hats. We were tail wheel rich today. Now, do you fly as well?
Yeah.
Learning? Yeah. Well, Champ's a really good airplane to learn in. If you learn in a tail wheel airplane, you'll be so far ahead of people that learn in tricycle gear airplanes, it won't be fun. It's like, can you drive a straight drive car? Can you drive a stick shift? No. My dad taught me in a stick shift. He said, if you can drive a stick shift, you can drive anything.
My dad taught me I would always grind it.
Well, that's
I've been using that all the time at Terry's.
He always told me grind it till
I got a picture.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one before. I like that. So thank you everybody for coming.
many of you know what the ball is? The ball was a tradition started by Mr. Summers as a reward for the person who made the worst landing to come to the breakfast club. The way it started out in the 30s, the pilot who made the worst landing had to sign the ball and take it with him, bring it back to the next breakfast club. But between 1938 and 1946, we lost so many balls because pilots wouldn't come back that the president started keeping them. And our last president, Gerald Ballard, had the same ball he started with. He was president of our breakfast club for a little over 30 years. And his ball went through 4 airplane wrecks with him. I think he flipped 2 barrels with it. And that ball and the bowling he kept, and most of what was left of the bowling ball, and the ball and the bag are in a display case in Orangeburg, which is where the breakfast club started. But we had a first today. One of our breakfast club members had a little low sugar event, and he fell out. So it's all done in fun. That's what he said, isn't it?
Hey, how many people signed it? How many people here have signed that ball?
I don't know. How many people who are here right now have signed the ball? Well, how many people here know what a breezy is? A breezy. You know what a Curtis pusher is? Well, a breezy is an open frame that has 2 seats bolted to the front of it, a high wing with a pusher prop, bare frame that goes back to the table, and it cruises wide open at about 45-50 miles an hour. And Valerie and I took a breezy to a Winsboro breakfast club one time. Gerald made us sign the ball for flying too slow. Because that airplane would land and stop at 100 feet. But it's interesting, Gerald used to say, if you come to the breakfast club often enough, you wouldn't need a chart. You could look down and see where the man's outhouse was, you know which way you need to turn to get to where you want to go. But in all No? Last number's a 7. Who's got 737?
Right here. Classic.
Oh, you look good.
That's one of the last tickets.
How many times is this for you?
That's why I don't buy tickets anymore.
95. I got 3 in a row one time. That's why he don't spend. Try to spend it.
You need to buy somebody else.
I'm a fan of it. Last group of tickets you
All right. Nobody has anything else that they want to bring before us. It is time to depart. And if y'all are talking to Charlotte, they're waiting on you.
2 for departure, but departing overhead midfield to the south out of Mid Carolina. Thank you guys for having us for the Breakfast Club this morning.